All that elite offensive talent is gone. What are the Mountaineers going to do in 2019? Next on Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football. Well, West Virginia football with WV Nation's Skylar Callahan breaking down the Mountaineers as we get you set for every position on as many teams as we can possibly get to. And we're going to break down the West Virginia Mountaineers with Skylar and look at the offensive skill positions. Skylar, how you doing tonight?
Doing great, Mark. Thanks for having me back on.
Absolutely. I want to remind everyone to grab the link in the description in the section, do your Amazon shopping using that link, and help us build the channel. Will Grier, how do you replace the guy? 37 touchdowns, 8 picks, and you just had to watch the guy throw the ball. Besides looking at the sheer numbers, maybe if you had to boil down his career into one play, you'll do a much better job than I would. But the first one that comes to mind is that beautiful throw that he threw to the back of the end zone at Texas to beat the Longhorns like 42-41, just dropped it in perfectly with the game on the line, seconds left. Will Grier, you're not going to replace the guy. You just want to get adequate quarterback play, few mistakes, and a guy that can make some plays.
Yeah, definitely. And there's a couple other throws, too. The one against Kansas State where he was scrambling around as the time ran out and just kind of heaved it up towards the end zone off balance. The one where he threw off his back foot against Virginia Tech. And I know the NFL scouts say that they kind of knock his arm strength, but it's there. I don't understand what that is all about. The arm strength is there. Yeah, he may not have the zip as some of the other guys do in the NFL, but he's definitely got the talent to do so. But as far as replacing him, I mean, it's going to be a 3, maybe 4-man competition heading in here to fall camp. Really, no one stood out during spring ball. Austin Kendall, the Oklahoma transfer, had his moments, but he hasn't been healthy since he's been to Morgantown. He's been bothered by a knee injury, so we haven't seen what he's really fully capable of doing yet. Trey Lowe, the redshirt freshman, still kind of learning the offense, kind of like the new guys, but you can see he's just a little bit behind in the process of being developed. He's not quite where he needs to be and ready to take over a Big 12 offense. So I think he's maybe a year or 2 away. And then Jack Allison, who we all saw in the bowl game, the Miami transfer, had his moments, had a couple of good throws, but also had some mistakes in that bowl game too. So it's going to be really between those 3, and depending on whether they can get the Bowling Green transfer, Jared Dagey, eligible, then that could become a 4th-man competition. But it's very interesting. They're all different skill sets. They all got different strengths and weaknesses, and I think that can play into Neil Brown's hands pretty well, because he can utilize these guys differently. He can maybe even use a 2-quarterback system, which he has done in the past at Troy.
As you mentioned, Skylar Allison with the most reps. We saw him against Syracuse in postseason play, 23 of 45, 51%, 352 through the air, a touchdown and 2 picks. Just a completely different situation than what we've had the last 2 years. When you hit August camp, Will Grier's the starter. Let's get him warmed up. Let's get him some reps, get the timing down. We're ready to go. Boom. Versus these are going to be some severely competitive practices where this job's on the line, and it from August 1st until that final week around the 25th, with the games being played on the 31st, man, that's not a whole lot of practices where jobs are going to be on the line, and that job is going to be on the line each and every day.
Definitely. I mean, it's going to be the talk of camp. There's no doubt about that. And a lot of people were wondering, well, was Neil Brown not really confident in the 3 guys, in that being Lowe, Allison, and Kendall, when he went out and got Jared Dagey from Bowling Green? And I don't know if that's the case. I mean, Neil Brown's a guy, he wants to add to the competition. He wants to make these guys better every single day. And I think just adding to that room is just going to do that alone. So I think Dagey, he's shown that he can be successful against Power 5 programs. He's done it a couple times at Bowling Green. He was a 2-year starter there right away from his freshman year. So I think adding him to the mix is definitely going to help push these guys every single day. Like you said, they're not going to put up Will Grier numbers. And, the other thing is, too, there's a lot of receiver talent that we'll get to, I'm sure, here in a second, that will not be returning this year. So that's going to be another issue for West Virginia on the offensive side, is just the lack of superstar talent, or even just returning talent for that matter.
Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football, breaking down the Mountaineers, where we bring in Skylar Callahan. You can join him and the rest of the crew at WV Nation to talk West Virginia football with a whole new cast of characters on the offense for the most part, looking at wide receiver and quarterback. And please check out the other videos as we break down the Mountaineers and the rest of college football position by position. Help us build the channel by grabbing the link in the description section below. Do your shopping at Amazon using that link and help us grow the voice of college football.